want to turn to the very latest in the Epstein saga now. Ghislaine Maxwell on the move. Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice switching prisons now after starting her 20-year sentence for helping Epstein recruit, groom, and abuse children, underage girls, at a low-security prison in Tallahassee, Florida. Maxwell has now been moved to a minimum security federal prison camp in Bryan, Texas. It is known as Club Fed due to its lax rules. Does this signal a deal with the Trump administration? Well, Maxwell's transfer coming shortly after she spoke with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche for more than 9 hours over 2 days about the Epstein files. So far, she has been subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee to sit for a deposition originally set for August 11th. It has been delayed, though, with Maxwell's attorney saying she'll only speak if she's granted immunity or pardoned. The committee already taking congressional immunity for her testimony off the table, meaning President Trump would have to have the final say. This was the commander-in-chief's response when asked about a potential pardon this week.
Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon, but nobody's approached me with it. Nobody's asked me about it.
For more, we are joined by NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber. Jesse, always good to see you. Thanks for making the time.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you.
So we see Ghislaine Maxwell potentially hoping for a presidential pardon here. We just heard the only time President Trump has addressed this idea coming this week. What do you make of his comments here, and how would a pardon work for Maxwell?
It's interesting, right? Because I think the timing of it's very suspect, to say the least. She gave him an out, right? He wouldn't give her any kind of protection, any kind of pardon, any kind of clemency if it was a year ago or 2 years ago. But what's happening right now? She is appealing her conviction and basically saying not that she's innocent, not that she didn't do it, but basically she should not have been prosecuted under Jeffrey Epstein's non-prosecution agreement that he signed back in 2008. Her argument is every co-conspirator of Jeffrey Epstein should not have been prosecuted. So her attorneys are making the argument, Mr. President, you're the art of the deal. You get it. This was an agreement. She should not have been prosecuted. And so it's giving the president an out, a way, a justification to ultimately pardon her. Will he do it? It all becomes a question of why. Does she have anything to offer that would help the president in any kind of way? Does he believe that she was unjustly prosecuted? And look, I think her credibility is an issue. I mean, put aside the fact, does she have anything to gain by saying whatever she needs to say to help the president? This is a person who is charged with perjury. So even if she were to testify or provide information to Todd Blanche, is it credible? Is it real? That's a serious consideration right now.
Also, she would be exquisitely incentivized to say particular things in order to gain her freedom. Is that an issue at all in a potential deal here?
Absolutely. The timing of this is key. I mean, the Epstein issue has been the issue the past several weeks. And why didn't we have this conversation before she was ultimately brought to trial? We all thought, oh, she might give up names. She might say who's involved in order to, get to the bigger fish. That never happened. She took this to trial. She was convicted of 10 years of abusing children. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison. So all that's happening, and now her being transferred to this low security prison, you can look at it in one of two ways. Either A, she provided some very important, interesting information to the government. Maybe they want to protect her, or maybe give her something in exchange. Or if it's coming out that she's cooperating with the government, her life could be in danger. And they transferred her to this low security prison, which I will tell you right now, Natasha, for somebody who's convicted of what she's convicted of, they don't go there. This is very unusual.
Yeah, tell me more about this, about her moving prisons here. We're hearing at her new facility, she's going to be neighbors now with failed blood testing startup fraudster Elizabeth Holmes, with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star convicted scammer Jen Shah. Is this a win for Maxwell? Is this truly celebrity treatment at Club Fed?
Yes, because think about where she was at. And now being with convicted white-collar criminals and having these advantages, this is obviously a great thing for her. And she bought herself time. So not only is she in this camp environment, now Congress said she doesn't have to provide testimony next week. She doesn't have to provide it the week after. They're going to wait for the Supreme Court to determine if they're going to take up her appeal, which might not happen until September, October. And by the way, if they do decide to take it up, then you have oral arguments. Could she be in this essentially cushy environment until she actually provides testimony to Congress? she is winning right now. The advantage is in her court.
She's been subpoenaed to testify to the House Oversight Committee, but on top of needing immunity or a pardon, Maxwell's attorney also requesting she not be questioned in prison and that she be given all of the questions in advance. We've already seen this delayed due to her appeal so far. What do you see happening here eventually? What are the roadblocks in the way right now?
I have no idea what information she would actually provide. But we go back to the question, is she credible, right? Obviously, the incentive, the timing is of key. The fact that she was brought up on perjury charges is key. I can't blame her that she actually wants to wait for the Supreme Court to pick up her issue. Why? Because she actually makes a pretty legitimate argument, although it's not been successful for any court that's heard it, but she doesn't want to say anything that would jeopardize her appeal. She doesn't want to say anything if her conviction's overturned and she has to go to a retrial. And she doesn't want to say anything that could potentially bring her up on further charges. So I don't know what information she provided about, let's say, 100 people and whether or not that's going to lead to a further investigation. But it all comes down to, and people have come out this week, the victims of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, basically saying, do not believe anything she has to say. And I think that that is a serious consideration of why she wasn't granted immunity, on top of the fact she is a convicted child sex trafficker. No one wants to give her protection.
Well, Maxwell's attorney previously confirmed she didn't hold anything back during her hours-long interview with the DOJ, where she was asked about 100 people, you just alluded to this, being connected with the Epstein case. Does this move tell us anything about the quality of information Maxwell may have given the DOJ?
Potentially. If we put aside that she's not a security risk, if people in the prison don't say, she was cooperating and her life's in danger, then it does become a question, what was the quality of the information that she provided? Do we have to keep her safe so she can testify? Look, the best thing for the administration, what Donald Trump needs, is for her to come out and provide testimony. I never saw him involved in anything that Epstein and I were accused of doing. Never saw him on an island, never saw him on a plane. That's a value. It does become a question if it's credible, but that's the value. And that, I wonder, is what is happening behind the scenes if she can provide that information.
Great context, great analysis. As always, a NewsNation legal contributor, Jesse Weber, thank you.
You got it. Good seeing you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.